Welcome back to another video. It's just Jack today. We had a bunch of comments about how we do our shot tracers just like these. So let's show you. First off, I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit all of our videos. So let's load that baby up. Now I have the Texas Rangers Golf Club timeline opened up here, which was released last week. Go watch that here if you haven't already. So this is basically the final edit of the video here. I always do the shot tracers last because it takes a lot of computer power and you don't want that skippy, lagging footage whenever you're trying to edit the rest of the video. So let's get right into it. You want to locate the clip you want to trace. Not a very good drive, a little push. You right click on it, go to replace with After Effects composition. And boom. You're right in After Effects. It opens up with the exact composition dimensions. Adobe Link is incredible. Literally any change you make in After Effects, just draw a box here, Control S to save, you go right back into Premiere, and boom, there it is. It's incredibly easy. The Adobe Link is amazing. The shot tracers, it's a little bit difficult because if you think about the velocity of a golf ball, it's not just a straight line, right? It's gonna come off really hot off the ball. So it'll come off really fast at the start, and then it'll slow down at apex, and then it'll go back up once it's going back to the ground. So we want to mimic this shape here in After Effects. But first, we want to trace the ball with a shape layer. You want to go up to the pen tool or click G on your keyboard. Make sure the clip is not highlighted or it'll make a mask. You want a shape layer, so you click off of the clip here. Then you just click the golf ball. You just kind of want to guess where it's at. Click and hold and drag it out to get these handles. You want it to be in line with that shot here. I'm going to guess around here. Click, hold, drag it out a little bit, and then one more click where you think it lands. And look at that, we already got the tracer up there. Now we don't want this fill, we only want the stroke. So to get rid of that, you're gonna wanna open the contents. First off, let's rename this to Tracer. Open contents, go to Shape 1, then you're gonna wanna click Fill 1 and delete that thing, and boom, we already got a full tracer there, looking good. But before we do any animation, I always add a glow effect. So you wanna go over to the effects and presets, type in glow, drag that onto the tracer, and all you gotta change here is the glow radius. I usually like it about 18, and that looks really nice. It adds a nice little effect to it. Very subtle, but it does make a difference. You can always change the stroke. I usually like it to be about 17. It's just your preference. You can make really thick shot tracers, you know, like that, or you can make really thin ones. I like it around 17. Now before you animate this, you want to actually trace the golf ball exactly. You zoom in a little bit with the scroll wheel, move it around. You want to find where the apex is. So here's the apex. You can see the golf ball right here. You want to click that pen tool again. You want to drag your point. What I do to be able to see this better is I click this little eye over here so that red doesn't pop up, so you only see the line. So you want to get that right on the ball, scrub through. It's a little off here, so you want to move this over here. So this is looking pretty good, and then you kind of just guess where it lands. I know this one was a tad bit right of the bunker, and then it kicks into the bunker. We turn back on that eye, and it should cover the ball, and there's the actual tracer of the ball. We just now have to animate it. This is where it gets a little tricky because you want to mimic that thing like we talked about. So how I do that, I use trim paths. You want to go to your tracer, go over to this little button right here where it says add with a nice little play button. Click that, trim paths. This will pop up. You're going to want to open the contents of this. And obviously we want to start without the line. So you drag the end point to 0%. Find the impact spot of the shot. There's the impact. You want to click keyframe. That'll make a keyframe. And this is just to kind of get a rough estimate here. You want to go through the shot and make a few points, a few keyframes. We will change this later. I usually like about six keyframes here. So this is what it looks like just with a rough estimate. Doesn't look terrible, a little fast, obviously a little choppy. So we want to fix that. How we make it a lot smoother. We go over to this little button, the graph editor. You want to click that. Now if nothing's showing up, you want to make sure the end is highlighted here, and then it'll pop up we see these points are jagged right here. We want them to be a nice smooth curve. So we're gonna click each point here. We're gonna go to convert keyframe to auto Bezier, or Bezier, however you say that. And you wanna do that to all of them. Then, is you kind of just want to drag these out so they're a lot smoother. I already know this is way too fast, so you want to move this one out. Okay, so now it's starting to come together. Let's watch that and see the difference. Okay, that looks much better. Obviously a little too fast, so we want to move this end point out so that will be in the air a little bit longer. You kind of just got to mess around with these points here, and once you do a lot of them, you'll realize the exact, shape that you want. But something like this, here's the apex of the ball right here in this, flat zone like I talked about. And I think that's starting to look pretty good. So let's watch this back, see how it looks. Yep, looks way better than that first one, a lot smoother. Looks pretty good, but we're not done. We still got to do the final touches here. We want to zoom in to the ball, and we want to make sure that the tracer is actually following the ball. So this seems to be a little fast. So you can see the ball's right here and the tracer's right behind it. That's what we want. Scrub through. Make this a little faster here. You can go frame by frame if you really want to. See how it follows the ball. I think that's starting to look pretty good. So let's watch it back and see how we did. Looks pretty good to me. Follows the ball perfectly. And boom. And that's pretty much it. That's how you do the shot tracers in After Effects. All you gotta do to get it over to Premiere, Control S, saves the project, and boom. Right back into Premiere like you never left. And once you have the first tracer down, you really don't have to draw the tracer ever again, because all you do is you copy and paste a tracer, and then you kind of just move it around to what the ball flight does. So I'm going to show you here on Mason's Drive. We're going to do the same thing, replace with After Effects. Opens it up, boom, that easy. You just go to the other composition, you select the tracer layer, Control C, Control V, boom, that tracer is now in this composition. You drag that on to the ball. I know his was a slight push as well. You kind of just got to guess where the ball flight is first. Then you want to go down to Contents, Trim Pass, open this up. You want to find that point of impact. So there it is. You want to drag that first keyframe to right where that impact is. Let's turn that visibility off and make sure the tracer is on the ball. Like I said, we scrub through it, and his actually goes out of frame here, I believe, just barely. Let's drag this tracer up, and you kind of just got to play around with it like I said, and that looks pretty good. Make that visible again. Now this tracer is going to be different. You're going to have to go back into the graph editor every time for each shot because everything's different. Graph editor, you scrub through, move around a little bit. Let's see how we did. Boom. Looks great, follows the ball perfectly, and boom, lands right over the bunker. Once you draw the tracer the first time, it's a lot easier to do the rest of them. So we hit Control S, go back over to Premiere. There she is. We now have 2 full shots, perfectly traced, ready to export. Now we just got to do that for all the rest of them. That's how we do tracers. Thank you for watching. Smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, or if you just need any help. Peace out.